Decision paralysis. I think we all get it as we get older, don't we? Do you get it? You get that feeling inside you where you know you need to do something. You've probably got a list of a million things you need to do, but you can't actually make your mind up which one to do. Come on. I know you do this. I know you do this. That's why you watch these videos. I'm going to share with you how I handle my decision paralysis in the hopes that you might gain something from it. So I'm constantly asking myself, why can't I make a decision anymore? When I was younger, even up to 2 years ago, I could make a decision. I could write down the things I wanted to achieve, pro and con list for each one on the list, figure out which one was the best option for me, considering my current situation, my current finances, blah, blah, blah. Go for it. Wasn't a problem. Just wasn't a problem. I didn't have any issues making a decision. And then once I made that decision, I went for it. I got it. I achieved it. And then in 2024, something changed. I don't exactly know what, but something changed. And I started to wonder whether it was a female related problem, whether it's only women who get decision paralysis. And if it was due to my menopause, obviously I know that when I went through my menopause, it unearthed my ADHD and my autism. And I know to a degree there is some decision paralysis with ADHD. But I did wonder whether it was mainly due to the menopause because of the age of which I am and how it hit me so hard. But I've since found men who have hit a certain age and suddenly they have also got decision paralysis. So I'm kind of beginning to think it's possibly an age related thing. So as we get older, we find it harder to make a decision about our life because, either we're not where we want to be or we don't know where we want to be. So the first thing I do to try and combat this paralysis is I stop berating myself. I stop picking on myself. I stop telling myself off. I stop having a go at myself. I stop making myself feel lazy, stupid, insert the blank. And I also stop comparing myself to other people. Comparison is a thief of joy. So I used to, and still do to a very tiny degree, see other people my age out there doing the stuff that I want to do. I see people living the life I want to live and they're making it look so easy. So easy. Sorry, it's a bit bloody hot today. Just going to move this fan. So I see people my age who are achieving the things that I want to achieve and they make it look so easy. And it can get quite depressing when you're sat there and you're in absolute agony. You can barely move and you have got bugger all money in the bank and you are sitting there wondering why. Why am I like this? Why has this happened? Why am I not where I want to be? And the past was easy for me in one respect, in the respect that I could make decisions. I found it incredibly easy to make decisions. It was fun. It was great fun. I absolutely loved it when I would say, right, enough here, let's go somewhere else. Let's just pack our bags and go somewhere else. And I loved it. And I think part of the problem is that I've now got to the stage where, because of the fibro, I'm in so much pain most of the time that the novelty has finally worn off. Or maybe it's my autistic side is finally able to put her foot down a little bit more often. I don't know exactly why I find it so hard now. But I do believe a small portion of it is that I physically don't have the energy anymore. So whereas before it was exciting, I'd have so much energy, I could get stuff done, wasn't a problem, it was exciting, the adrenaline kept me going. Now that same amount of adrenaline is what keeps me breathing, and there is no spare energy for me to spend it on doing exciting stuff. And although that appeases my autistic side, she loves the fact that we can't just suddenly pack our bags and bugger off to another country. My ADHD side is incredibly depressed. So one of the things I have to remind myself is that the future is brand new territory. There is nothing in it that is predictable. It is now completely unpredictable. I have no idea where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. I'm just winging it. And there will be days when I get inspiration and I can work my way towards something. And then there are other days when I don't have the energy. And I think that's the main problem with my paralysis over decision making, is the lack of energy. If I had the energy and could focus, I'm pretty sure I could still make those decisions quite easily and I could follow through with them. So what I do now is I will write all of those options down. If you saw the last video, I talked about journaling for 30 minutes a day, and at the end of every week going through it, writing a list of the things that crop up multiple times or the things that resonate. And so now I tend to work out all of the options available. I then pick maybe one or two, possibly three that may work, and then I just sit with them for a few weeks. I try and see how I feel about them on a daily basis. I'll touch back in every day and say to myself, right, how do we feel about A? How do we feel about B? How do we feel about C? I'll write down all of the good things I feel, all of the bad things I feel. And it just means that my decision making now, instead of it being a snap decision, literally, whereby I could sit down and within an hour I could work out which was the most viable option for me and which one I was going to go for. Now it takes me a month to figure that out. And that is quite depressing, I'm not going to lie. But there is hope, people. There is hope. We can do this together, you and me, we can do this. So let's make a pact that we will work together to try and make our decisions happen a little bit quicker, so that we're not sitting there in limbo land for a long period of time getting depressed. What do you say? Are you with me? If you are, drop a yes in the comment below. Okay, drop a yes in the comment below if you're with me on this. And if you stay till the end, I really love you, because hardly anybody does. But I'm going to leave it there because I'm exhausted and it's too hot and I need to have a drink. So I will love you and leave you, and I will see you on the next video.